Nobody explained debt to me. Not what it actually is, not how it works, just, debt is bad. Pay it off. Stay out of it. Which is advice, but it is not the whole picture. And the part they left out is the part that changes everything. Two people can borrow the exact same amount at the exact same interest rate on the exact same day. One of them ends up buried. The other ends up richer than when they started. Same loan, opposite result. The difference is one number, and by the end of this video, you will know what that number is and how to run it on your own situation. First, what debt actually is. Forget everything you have been told about it for a second. At its core, a loan is just renting money. You borrow a sum, you pay a fee for the time you hold it, you give it back. That fee is the interest rate. That is the rent. So the only question that actually matters when you take on debt is this. When you take that rented money and put it to work, does it earn more than the rent costs? If the money you borrowed earns 7% and the rent on it is 4%, you just kept the difference. 3% on money that was never yours. That gap has a name. It is called the spread. And the spread is the entire game. Positive spread, the debt is working for you. Negative spread, the debt is working against you. Here is the one number. Your return on your own money equals the spread multiplied by how many dollars you control for every dollar of your own that you put in. The spread is one part. The leverage, how many borrowed dollars you stack on top of yours, is the other. Multiply them and you get the only number that matters. A rich person does not look at a loan and think, how do I pay this back as fast as possible? They look at it and think, what is the spread and how many dollars can I control with it? Same loan, you are looking at, completely different question. Everything I am about to show you is just this equation with different numbers plugged in. 6 mechanisms. Some of them you can run today, some of them you cannot yet, and I will tell you honestly which is which. Because I am not going to pretend a billionaire's tax strategy is something you can execute on a Tuesday afternoon. But you need to see all of it, because the small versions only make sense once you have seen the big ones. Let us start. The oldest trick, and one of the most accessible. It is called trade credit, and almost every product business on earth runs on it. Here is how it works. Say you want to sell something, anything. The textbook version is you buy inventory upfront with your own cash, ship it, then sell it. Your money is tied up for months. That is the expensive version. The other version is you never pay for the product up front. Suppliers, especially manufacturers, will hand you inventory on terms. Net 30, net 60, net 90. You get the product now and pay for it in 30 to 90 days. They are lending you the product. They are your bank. The product is the loan. Now run the one number on it. You sell the inventory before the bill is even due. You collect from your customers. You pay the supplier. You keep the difference. How much of your own money was in this deal? 0. You controlled an entire inventory with none of your own cash. So your leverage is not 5 to 1 or 10 to 1. It is infinite. Because you divided by 0 of your own dollars. The spread was small, just your margin per unit. But multiplied by infinite leverage, the return on your own cash is enormous. That is why selling is one of the most valuable skills on earth. The seller never needed money. They needed terms. And here is the version you can actually run today. You do not need a factory, a 0% introductory card that floats your inventory, a supplier who gives you 30 days, a customer deposit that funds the job before you have spent anything. Same mechanism, smaller scale. We will come back to the most accessible version near the end. Number 2, real estate. And this is where most finance content gets the math completely wrong. So let us actually run it. You find a property for $500,000. Rough shape. Nobody wants it. Which is exactly why it is cheap. You put 20% down, $100,000. Mortgage for the other $400,000. Then you spend $50,000 fixing it up. Your own money in the deal at this point, $150,000. Now the property is fixed. Market value rises to $700,000. You refinance, pull out a new loan at 80% of the new value. 80% of $700,000 is $560,000. Pay off the original $400,000 mortgage. Walk away with $160,000 cash. Here is where most channels get it wrong. They say $160,000 minus your $50,000 renovation is $110,000 profit. That is not what happened, and the truth is better. You put $150,000 of your own cash in. You just pulled $160,000 back out. Every dollar of yours came back plus a little extra, and you still own a $700,000 property with $140,000 of equity that you can now rent out. Run the one number. How much of your own cash is left in this deal? 0. You took it all back out. So what is your return on your own money? You are not dividing by $150,000 anymore. You are dividing by nothing. Mathematicians call that undefined. Investors call it the point of the whole thing. Now the honest part, because this is not a hype channel. Your new loan is bigger. You went from owing $400,000 to owing $560,000. At current mortgage rates around 7%, that is a significantly larger monthly payment. Refinancing costs you another 2 to 5% in closing costs on top of that. This only works if the rent covers the bigger payment with room to spare. The trick was never the refinance. The trick is finding a property that actually cash flows after all of it. That is the hard part, and that is the part nobody sells a course on. This one is reachable, not billionaire territory. But you need to do the math before you do the deal. Now we go up a level, to the strategy behind every headline you have ever read about a billionaire who pays almost nothing in income tax. It is not a loophole, it is 3 ordinary rules stacked on top of each other. It is called buy, borrow, die. Step 1. Buy. You own assets that go up in value. Stocks, a business, real estate. On paper, you are worth a fortune. But gains on paper are not taxed. You only owe tax when you sell. So rule 1 is simple, do not sell. But you still need money to live, so step 2, borrow. Instead of selling your stock and paying tax, you go to a bank and borrow against it. This is a real product, a securities-backed line of credit. You pledge your portfolio as collateral and they hand you cash. Interest rate on these runs around 5.5 to 6.5% right now. Run the one number. Your assets are growing around 7%. The loan against them costs around 6%. The spread is still positive, and you never sold a thing, so you never paid capital gains tax. If you had sold, the long-term capital gains rate climbs as high as 23.8%, including the investment income surtax. You are renting money at 6% to avoid handing over 24%. That is not just convenient, that is the entire point. Then step 3, and this is the cold one. Die. Under current law, when you pass away, your heirs inherit your assets at what is called a stepped-up basis. The gains you spent a lifetime never paying tax on, erased, slate wiped clean. Your kids inherit the stock, the loan gets paid off from the estate, and the lifetime of growth that was never taxed never gets taxed. The government estimates this costs $41 billion a year in uncollected tax. And in 2026, the estate tax exemption is $15 million per person, $30 million for a married couple. So for almost everyone using this strategy, that final step is clean. I will be straight with you, this one is not for you right now. You need serious appreciated assets before a bank writes you that line of credit. But the small version of this idea is coming, and it is one you can run. Before that, the dark side of borrowing against assets. Because this engine has a failure mode worth understanding. When you borrow against investments, the lender gives you 50 to 95% of your portfolio's value depending on what you hold. And they watch it. If the market drops and your collateral loses value, the lender demands you put up more cash or more stock immediately, or they sell your assets out from under you to cover the loan. That is called a margin call, and it is the thing that turns leverage from a tool into a trap. Leverage multiplies the one number in both directions. Positive spread becomes a fortune, negative spread becomes a disaster. And there is a version that is almost pure disaster: short selling. Borrowing a share of stock, selling it, hoping the price falls so you can buy it back cheaper and pocket the difference. When you buy a stock, the worst that happens is it goes to zero and you lose what you put in. When you short a stock, there is no ceiling. If the price keeps climbing, your losses climb with it, no limit. That is the version of debt that blows people up. Same equation, but the spread can go infinitely negative. I am showing it to you so you can recognize it and stay away from it. Back down to earth, to the 2 tricks in this video you can run today. Trick 5, the balance transfer arbitrage, and it is the small-scale mirror of the trade credit idea. Right now, real balance transfer offers will give you 0% interest for 18 to 21 months. Some go to 24. There is usually a transfer fee of 3 to 5% up front. Run the one number. You are renting a chunk of money for around 3% total for nearly 2 years. If what you do with that money clears 3% over 2 years, which is a very low bar, you keep the spread. But the honest, boring version of this is not a get-rich scheme. It is moving high-interest debt off a card charging you 24% onto one charging you 0. The spread there is enormous. Because you are not earning 3%, you are erasing a 24% interest rate and paying 3% to do it. That is a guaranteed return that almost no investment can match. You are not speculating, you are arbitraging certainty. Same mechanism the supplier used. Borrow cheap, deploy it, keep the difference. The only thing separating you from them is the size of the number. Trick 6, and this is the one absolutely everyone watching can move starting today. Look back at the one number. The spread is what the money earns minus what the money costs. Most people obsess over the earning side. The rich obsess over the cost side. Because your interest rate is a number you can negotiate down, and every point you knock off the cost goes straight into the spread. Your credit score is the single biggest lever on what your money costs. The national average score right now is 715. The difference between a fair score and an excellent one can be several percentage points on every loan you ever take for the rest of your life. On a mortgage, on a car loan, on a business line of credit. Those points compound into tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. The rich do not have access to some secret bank. They have access to cheaper money because they made themselves cheap to lend to. Everyone here can move this number, and unlike picking the right stock, improving it is almost entirely in your control. Let me collect what we have. Because I told you some of these you could run yourself today and some you could not, here they are together. Start with the cost side, because it is the fastest win and it costs you nothing. Pull your credit score this week. Find out what your money costs today. Every point you raise it lowers the rent on every dollar you will ever borrow. That is trick 6. Pure upside, no downside. Start there. Then the most powerful, accessible move, the balance transfer. If you are carrying a balance at a high interest rate right now, you are on the wrong side of the one number. You are paying 24% to borrow money. You are the factory, but you are lending to the credit card company instead of the other way around. Flip it. Move that balance to a 0% offer. Pay the 3% fee instead of the 24% rate. You just turned a negative spread into a positive one. You could do that today. And the trade credit idea applies to anyone who sells anything or runs anything. Get paid before you have to pay. Take the deposit before you buy the materials. Use the 30 days the supplier gives you. Every time you do, your own cash in the deal drops. The one number climbs. Because you are dividing by less and less of your own money. Now run it on your own situation. For every dollar of your own that you put into something, how many dollars are you actually controlling? And does what they earn beat what they cost? That is the number. The person borrowing against a stock portfolio and you moving a balance transfer are doing the same arithmetic. The only thing that changes is the size and the direction you point it. Here is the whole video in one line. Debt is rented money. The only question that ever mattered is whether what you do with it earns more than the rent. Get that one inequality on the right side, and debt stops being the thing that owns you and becomes the thing you own. The people who struggle with debt pay it off as fast as they can without ever asking what the spread is. The people who build with it ask two questions every time. What is the spread? And how many dollars can I control? Same loans, same rates, one number. Now you know it. I am Marcus Webb. See you on the next one.